right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the Chap Shop. We got the good trio here today. You got myself, Sarah Visick, out of Syracuse, New York.
And I am Chef Bryan Bella. Inside joke.
Exactly. Hey everybody, I'm Orlando from Fort Lauderdale, and rainy Florida days here, of course. Anybody that lives in Florida, it's always raining almost every day.
You don't live in Portland or Seattle. You cannot say that.
No, but actually, you would be surprised if you ever come visit Florida. You'd be like, why is it sun? Why is there sun? Like the sun is out, but it's raining. It's like it's always like that every other day. You'd be like shocked about that.
I won't go there. Actually, there are some beaches that are really, really pretty, like Clearwater, that I would love to visit.
You gotta go to Disney World at least once.
Yeah. Well, my mom had lived there, and I have a lot of family that lives there. And when I say that, like when you think of Florida, they're exactly who you think they are. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way.
No, you
But,
did.
but yeah.
All right, so we'll start things out with the pay-per-view on Sunday. First of all, let's break off that a minute. Can we still call these pay-per-views, even though it's on a network, you don't really pay to view these ones specifically?
To view it.
It's true. But isn't the pay-per-view traditional style that we grew up knowing?
Right.
Yeah, because it's not like AEW where you actually have to pay like over like $50 for a pay-per-view. So
yeah.
This is a monthly subscription, which I like it more.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still waiting for their deal for HBO Max. I'm sorry, but I'm a little salty about it. But anyways, continue.
Yeah, I gotta agree with Orlando. Like the pay-per-views when AEW Impact, it kills me every month, and I'd rather just pay like a flat fee and just get off.
Exactly.
Eventually,
but
we'll
like
get that eventually.
But the last pay-per-view from AEW, that was spectacular. It was worth the $50, I would have to say. But I'm just saying, like HBO Max, please call AEW, get them. I mean, $15 is not. It's a good price. I'm just saying. Anyways,
I pay $15 for it a month. Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh,
For those that
Batman ends.
For those that don't know, HBO Max actually has a deal now. If you don't mind ads, you can get it for $10 a month.
Okay, look at that.
I'm good.
Moving on.
Give me that extra.
So Sunday was NXT in your house, and it's one of my favorite pay-per-views just because it brings a lot of old childhood memories. Me being at the original first in your house pay-per-view. This was a pretty good card. What did you guys think?
So I had really low expectations. It seemed kind of like the card seemed a little bit more of like a good episode of NXT. So when I was going into it, I was like, okay, it's something to do. Let's watch it. And it ended up being a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I liked it, but I wasn't surprised at any of the endings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think in Predictions League I got 5 out of the 6 correct. So it was pretty predictable, but still enjoyable, I would say.
Yeah.
Also, real quick, Orlando, before you jump in, I do want to say I really love that we got to see two different women matches on the card. Like, I feel like WWE is really stepping up their women's game since NWA is kind of saying, hey, we're going to have an all-women's pay-per-view. Maybe Triple H got a little salty on that. A lot salty.
Very salty.
Yeah, and like look at Raw this week where
even the Morton Saltwell said, "Damn."
Yeah, like he was salt and vinegar chips on that one. Let's be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
But like look at Raw. I think we may touch on this, but like every woman on the current Raw roster was featured plus a debut. So kudos to them.
Yeah.
Also, this Sunday at Hell in a Cell, we're getting 2 women's matches.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm happy for the fact that where there's a women's feud that is not involving the title, which that's always the issue when it comes to the women's division. That's why I was very happy to see Mercedes and Xia Li getting their shine getting their first ever taste of the pay-per-view, having a singles women's match. My favorite match was the ladder match, the $1 million. That was a really good ladder match, in my opinion. Um, if they removed Karrion Cross, I think the other four guys would have probably had the match of the night. I just, uh,
I'm
I
gonna
just,
say something really like probably unpopular. I don't think Karrion Cross fits NXT.
He's more of
no, and
a
a
Raw
lot
or
of people are
SmackDown
saying
guy.
that. No, a lot of people are saying that. I think a lot of people are just like, Karrion Cross. I think he just needs to move to the main roster. I think he would fit really well with like Drew McIntyre, Bobby Lashley, Roman Reigns.
Hmm.
You know, I, I mean, he is ready, in my opinion. I think he should move up to the main roster.
I
I just,
agree. I mean, I think he would do really. I'm a fan of him. Like, I think he's a great worker. I love the with him and Scarlett. I love that dynamic. I just think that he doesn't necessarily fit the style. Like, let's be honest. When
yes.
you watch an indie show, NXT to me is like a very well produced indie show, which is not a like an insult. I love the indie feels. I love the indie shows. So it just gives that type of feel, and it's just like for him, I feel like it's more. It's just another WWE show versus an NXT show.
Hmm.
And
And
how
a
cool
missed
was
opportunity with Scarlett and the way. I'm sorry, like, what is Scarlett doing? Is she just gonna now be just a valet? I thought that she was gonna be a wrestler, so I don't know. That's my opinion, but
I thought it was
I
kind of
did.
cool how the way paid tribute to the Click with all their different
yeah,
outfits.
yeah. Especially what was it? Indy and Candace. They
Hmm.
were Razor Ramon and 1, 2, 3 Kid. I like that.
That was good. That was good.
I remember. I was thinking about this the other day. Maybe even last night. I I remember on an episode that we did, I was kind of talking shit about Indy. Like, I'm like, I don't really see the point of her. Like, I don't get it. Like, she's whatever. I am such a huge Indy Hartwell fan now. Like, I'm like, you do you, boo. Like, I'm here for you.
Oh no, no, she's improving. Like, I'm impressed of how much she's improving right now. I'm loving it. I don't know about the whole Dexter thing. I mean,
I love it. Like, keep it coming.
I'm just wondering what's the end game. Are they just gonna end up together? Or are they gonna? I don't know. So, but we'll see.
Little feud with Poppy.
We'll
That
see.
could be the next pay per view for NXT.
Hmm. Speaking of
Yeah.
it, actually, the next one they named was going to be the Great American Bash.
Hmm.
I love that
Yeah.
we're recycling like WCW
Hmm.
pay-per-view names. Like there are some really cool ones, like Starcade. Um,
Halloween Havoc.
yeah,
Hmm. Yeah, I'm excited that they're using those type of pay-per-views,
Hmm.
because of course, it's more because of Dusty that created those names. So that's probably why they want to continue with his legacy. So
yeah.
Word going around is Sonya Deville is training back for in-ring return. It was rumored that she was going to be back at WrestleMania, but for one reason or another, they keep pushing it back 1 week, 2 weeks at a time. Uh, Maybe we get her back when the fans come back.
Uh, I'm not sure what they're gonna plan or when they're gonna bring her back. And I don't feel like there's a huge push or hurry to get her. I think that her role currently works.
Hmm.
yeah, I
And we're
think
glad
they're
that
just
she's still on
waiting for
TV.
yeah, and plus I think they're just waiting for the right feud because I don't know if they want to put her as like a face or a heel because like her feud with Adam Pierce, it seemed like they stopped or they're like kind of agreeing with a lot of things. So I don't know.
Yeah.
So. you know. And also, I'm hearing that Adam Pierce is training to return to the ring too. So maybe they're going to team together, mixed tag match.
Or go up against each other.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But it's just, it's unfortunate. It's Pride Month and she's not even wrestling. She's the only main roster gay person. It's just, come on. It's just,
Did you
just
see
crap.
the new shirt they gave her?
Yeah,
The new
it's
who?
cute.
they gave Sonya Deville like a Pride theme kind of shirt. So it's kind of like an artsy look of her face, kind of looking up, and like kind of, I don't know if it's supposed to be tears or war paint, but it's the Pride colors like running down her face.
Yeah.
And I have an issue with a lot of corporations all of a sudden waving the pride flag and everything else. It's like, look, you're making a buck out of us, and then as soon as it's done, oh, we're going to forget about them. Although this is the biggest year that I've ever seen everybody be like, hey, you know, gay pride, or LGBTQ pride. It's kind of just, I don't know. I'm like,
Yeah,
I
I get what you
think
mean.
it's when you say, okay, X amount of profits is going to this organization, then it feels more genuine.
Right, like Cody Rhodes from AEW. I mean, he has a shirt. It's going towards transgender. I don't remember the name of the.
It's somewhere in like Tampa or Orlando, I think it was. Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's in Central Florida. So
like if you really want to support the community, that's what you do. You can make your profit, and you can give a certain amount to charity. I mean.
I think Dustin Rhodes came out with one too and was donating to charity, but I can't remember for sure. Transitioning, speaking of returns, we had two other returns this week. Eva Marie returning on Raw, getting the win with the help with Piper Niven, or as rumored to be her name change will be Dewdrop.
I'm glad that they did not. Yeah, I'm glad they're not going to use that name. I'm hope not.
Wait, what was it?
Dewdrop.
Two drop?
Dew.
Dewdrop. Dewdrop.
Like on a wet grass,
exactly.
Dew. DEW.
Yeah, exactly. They should just call her Piper. You know.
Oh, they won't because of Roddy Piper.
Or a Viper. They don't have a woman named Viper. That's her like. Oh, God damn it.
Well, now we've ruined Orlando's day. That's all we have time for. Hope you enjoyed it.
No, but it was just like, well, maybe Niven. I mean, like Miss Niven. I don't know.
I just hope it's not the do drop. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's just that it's unfortunate for her because it's just like, of course they're wanting to. I know for a fact WWE is gonna probably be doing the whole fat shaming thing because that's gonna be the thing, and Eva Marie is gonna be the perfect heel to do something like that because, like, of course she's supposed to be the inspiration, you know, so she's probably gonna try to help her get like more fit or something. So, but we'll see. Like, hopefully they do it right. If not, it's just people are gonna so hate it.
Yeah.
You know.
And unfortunately, you know, the internet trolls, being what they are, you know, trying to shame Piper, and WWE starts thankfully stepping up and defending her, which is good because she is an athlete.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, you know, come on now. Like, you know, her, Nia Jax, you know, and of course, you know, Awesome Kong that started it all. You know, they need to stop like shaming these women, you know, that you know, because like of course they have men that are like those sizes too, but they don't shame them. So it's unfortunate, you know. And now and Piper Niven, she's a great like wrestler. I'm sorry. Like she's had incredible matches. Like she's really good in the ring. So I'm happy that she got called up, you know. So
the other big return this week, which some people were happy about, some people were upset about, Samoa Joe came back to NXT.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like Triple H, he was so upset that WWE let him go. So of course he wanted to swoop in and grab him, you know.
And who can blame him?
I wouldn't blame him. Yeah, I wouldn't blame him.
Yeah, I mean, I like Samoa Joe as maybe it's just because I never really seen him wrestle. He was already in commentating when he got back into wrestling. So for me, I'm okay with him continuing that role.
Yeah. You know, I mean, a lot of people were like taking all these dream matches outside of WWE, but I mean, there's still some matches in WWE that he could still have. Like, look, they kind of teased Pete Dunne, Johnny Gargano, maybe Adam Cole, Karrion Kross. I mean,
I think Pete Dunne and Joe would be amazing.
Ooh, yes, yes. I just even saw like on the what was it? I think it's on Twitter or their Instagram. I was like, please provoke Joe, Pete, please.
I've got goosebumps.
Yes. Oh, by the way, if anybody, when you saw when Samoa Joe put Adam Cole in the sleeper, you have to look at the background because Kyle O'Reilly, he saw that he was putting Cole in the sleeper. He grabbed one of the security guards, like, hold me back. I'll make sure that you hold me so that he don't grab me. You have to see. It's funny to me. Uh, but I'm happy for Joe. I'm happy that he's back.
Yeah. I mean, even if he's back just to commentate, a year down the road, I'm fine with that. He was great in commentary.
Yeah, no, he's great with whatever role they give him. He's great in.
You know what we're missing from commentary lately is a true heel. Like, there's no true heels anymore in commentating. Corey
Well,
Graves isn't your true
Wade
heel anymore.
Barrett. I think Wade Barrett is not so bad.
No, okay. So I agree with you. I actually don't hate Wade on commentary, right? I don't.
Mhm.
Do I think that it fits him? Not necessarily. What I feel like he is more of, I feel like he's just always shooting a promo versus actually commentating. Like, I feel like he's too much in character all the time versus where, like, people who do the heel type, it's more natural for them. It's more of an extension of who they are, right? And I feel like Wade is just cutting a constant promo. Like Michael Graves, he was actually a pretty good heel one, but he still, I don't know. Certain people just aren't meant to be on commentary. Not that I actually love Michael Graves, or no, that's not his
Corey
name.
Graves?
Corey Graves. Michael Graves is one of the singers for Misfits. Sorry.
I mean, I have heard rumors that Wade Barrett is trying to make an in-ring comeback. I don't know how true that is, but
I've heard that too. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, come on now. Like, his friends are wrestling and they're in the top tier, like Sheamus and Drew McIntyre. So,
Mhm.
so I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe he got the bug because of them, And it's unfortunate because, like, I felt like he would have been WWE champion or world champion in his time in his run, but due to like some injuries and stuff, he couldn't. So.
Let's talk about another return that's got me excited. Rumored, not confirmed yet, King of the Ring to return this year.
Yes, give it to me. That's always been
Mhm.
one of my ultimate favorite. I don't know why, but it's always been one of my favorites.
I like Queen of the Ring. Give Queen of the Ring for the women too.
Yes,
Yes,
I am here for that as well.
So what has brought this on? Xavier Woods keeps talking about it. That it's one of his goals. Wants to be King of the Ring. Corbin has talked about facing Xavier Woods in King of the Ring, and Adam Pearce has brought up that it's something they're talking about. So it's definitely possibly in the works.
And you know what? Like, it doesn't need to be a pay-per-view like it used to be. Like, it can be Raw, SmackDown, or it even can go to SummerSlam to where the final two, or not SummerSlam, I'm sorry, Survivor Series, where you have the Raw versus have the tournament, and the two final go on to the King of the Ring tournament, the final match. And then whoever wins is not only the King of the Ring, but King of the Ring of the brand too.
Well, I like that. I like that idea.
WWE, where are you? Hire me. Like, I'm a great writer.
Oh, please. I think a lot of us could probably be doing a lot better than what they're doing.
Actually, if you go on their website, like their careers website, they are hiring writers.
Yeah, they just hired a new writer, so we'll see.
Who did they hire?
I don't know. I didn't see the name, but they said that they're hiring some new people. Like, I heard they hired 2 black women as writers, and then they rehired a road manager. So
Also,
There's a lot of-
you don't have to always hire people. Hire people within the industry. Nobody's gonna write better than somebody who's in wrestling.
But the problem is it's like they always try to give the producing roles to some former wrestlers, but a lot of them are turning them down. I mean, And also, like when it comes to Vince, like he's too picky,
I know. That's why I don't have any faith in anybody that's currently being a writer, because no matter what, they're just going to be replaced by him anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
So a few weeks ago, there was pictures going around. I believe it was the University of Central Florida or South Florida. But they put pictures of the guy they were looking for who went in and stole things from the Thunderdome. One of the wrestlers has revealed something that was stolen. Sheamus came out and said that his Celtic cross that he wears to the ring was one of the items that was stolen. He put a post out with, I believe, the same picture of the guy, or one of them. And he said, "A lovely fella stole my cross on camera below. I'd appreciate it if you internet sleuths could track it down and return it via details below. Ringside seats reward when we return to your town, and many beers," with a smiling face, the sunglasses emoji. I don't know about you, but that's a hell of a reward to go drinking with Sheamus, even without the ringside seats.
I know, right?
I would just turn it in.
Yeah.
I just like,
Let's go for beers.
but I'm just like thinking, like, there's no security there. Like,
So no, most convention centers don't have. I mean, I'm sure they do now, but I'm sure most. Like I was able to. Like I had an event back in Tucson, the TCC, which is our big convention center, and I remember like this is how much of a nerd I am. Like they 2 months earlier they had a WWE SmackDown was there. I was too poor at the time. I was too poor at the time to get the tickets. So, anyways, they ended up. I was only like 17 too. So I ended up going. I was able to just like mosey on through the curtains and be in the backstage area. This was already done and nobody was there, but there was no security. Like I was able to like go on stage because I guess there was a concert the night before. Yeah.
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Also,
Next,
this was like 20 years ago, so I'm sure the security may have changed by then.
Probably.
you never know. You always hear things about people sneaking backstage at concerts and stuff, so you just got to find the right loophole.
Yeah.
So WWE in Saudi Arabia, they was rumors going around on one website, actually it was for a Saudi newspaper, about WWE when they're going to return. According to this source, expect November later this year. While there's no exact date or venue announced yet, looks like they will return to Saudi Arabia later this year.
I mean,
we'll see how it goes with the whole COVID cases, especially overseas, because like I think they're just now opening United Kingdom. I don't know about the other countries, so.
I mean, this is something you could probably land the plane, go straight to the venue, do your show, and then leave.
Probably.
I would prefer them to do something. I would prefer them to go somewhere else.
Agree, but they do have that contract.
Yeah, they have that contract. What is it, 5 years, was it?
10 years, 2 shows a year.
Is it 10 years? Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
I could have sworn it was like 5 years and they do 2 shows per year.
Okay, so let's turn this into a positive. We all know why we don't want them going there. Maybe this will be a good influence on the population there.
One of the crown princes is pro women's sports and stuff like that. So he's one of the ones that fought for the women to have a match there last time they were there. So, I mean, one of the crown princes is trying to change the culture there. So, I mean, if WWE being there helps, it's a positive.
Yeah. So far they had like what, 3 women's matches there?
2, I think.
I only know of one.
Maybe it is. Yeah, it is one. It was Natalia and Lacey, right?
Yeah.
I could have sworn Bailey versus Naomi happened there.
I don't think so.
I think that was supposed to be the first one, but they didn't get it. They weren't able to negotiate it in time.
Okay. Well, I mean, if hopefully they have more women's matches because
Yeah.
So for the women there, So
Mhm. Next up, I believe it was WWE on Fox had tweeted out, "What is your guys' pick for most important match in history?" The Rock ended up responding as well. Did you guys happen to see this?
Yes, I saw it.
I didn't see it. What was it?
I didn't see The Rock's response though.
According to Rock, according to him, the most important match in history happened in 1984 in New York City, Madison Square Garden. It was Hulk Hogan versus the Iron Sheik.
Oh, when
Said that,
Hulkamania was started, I think, right? Wasn't
yeah,
that when Hulkamania?
it was just getting started. I believe there was some overseas, animosity. He said it was a seminal match with historic implications and a legit bouncing throne in the mix.
Hmm.
I'll agree with that.
You have to think about it because like back in the mid '80s, and wrestling was starting to get popular, and the face of wrestling was Hulk Hogan. So if
True.
if he was not the face, if he was not the face of it, I think wrestling would not have been that popular. I don't know. Maybe it could have. I mean, it could have been somebody different, but
And I agree with
yeah.
you. I thought what Bailey was or Sasha was saying was that it's the most important for the women. I didn't know that it was the most important ever.
No. She said it was for The Rock. The Rock responded, "What was because WWE put out like what was the most important thing in history?" And then The Rock said was Hulk Hogan versus Iron Sheik.
There was
So
a point with Sasha. There was an interview that she did where she talked about the greatest women's match of all time. She said it was her and Bailey at Takeover Brooklyn.
hmm
It was the greatest women's match of all time.
Well, look, okay, so there have been greater women's matches after them too, but I
Mhm.
think at that period of time, you have to think about it. Before Sasha versus Bailey, there has not been really a lot of great women's matches. There have been good matches, and people talked about certain women's matches, like, of course, the feud between Lita and Trish, AJ Lee versus Caitlyn, the Bella Twins versus AJ Lee and Paige. But the magic that happened between Sasha Banks and Bailey at that time in 2015, people still talk to it like they still have tears watching that match because it's still that good. Like for me, I still love that match. And I feel like it was a great match because of what it was,
Mhm.
you know? So I think that's probably why she's saying that because like how much like people talked about that match at
And
that
let's
time.
be honest, it's what revolutionized women's wrestling for at least a couple of years. So I think that there was a
Yep.
strong revolution for the women, like right around that time, and it lasted for a couple of years, right? They got rid of the Divas Championship, and then it went to the Raw, and et cetera, et cetera. So the problem is that 2019 to current, it just kind of fell to the wayside. So I agree with her. I do think that they changed the face of it, but they didn't keep up the momentum. I think they're trying again, maybe, as evidenced by Raw this last week, but I don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah. And I mean, like, like I said, it's just like it has to be like, there's always that magic moment, like, where two good people have chemistry and then everybody's like talking about that match.
Mhm.
So maybe it'll happen again. We'll never know.
So we'll end the show on two goodish notes. It was announced that Renee Paquette and John Moxley are now officially parents. They had their little baby girl. Congratulations to them.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. I can't
And
wait. I can't wait to see if she's gonna wrestle.
I think we know it.
Wait, Renee or the baby?
No, the baby,
Oh,
the baby, the
Oh,
baby.
okay.
Like in like 20 years from now. Because look, because now Seth and Becky has a girl. And so I just want because I like when wrestlers have babies and then their baby like their children like face each other. So I'm just waiting for that. So I don't know. I'm just
Can I just say one other thing about talking about generations? Like, I felt like Natty and Tamina totally went in on Mandy and Dana on this past week on Raw. I was like, damn, there was no lies. Like, said that. Like,
Nope. There's no lie right there.
I was like, facts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's all I
Yeah,
have.
but congratulations to Renee and John Moxley.
Absolutely.
Even though WWE didn't want to congratulate John Moxley, but okay.
Yeah, of course not. The other piece of good news, in July, ESPN has what they call the ESPY Awards, their annual sports awards. WWE is back in the mix, and they are doing a Best WWE Moment of the Year award. The last time they did it was 2019. That's when Roman Reigns came back after announcing he had leukemia.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm going for Bad Bunny and Damian Priest for that.
Do we
that
have
winning that-
nominations?
yeah, there's nominations up on the SP's website. I only looked at a couple of them. It runs as okay, which of these two do you think are better? Which of this one do you think is better? I didn't sit with the whole thing, but there's, I think Dominic Mysterio making his in-ring debut at SummerSlam was one of them.
That was a good match.
Yeah.
There's a couple of bad ones, at least in my opinion. What's his name? SmackDown commentator, Pat McAfee, punting Adam Cole. I put that one on there for some reason.
Well, of course, because Pat McAfee is like a mainstream name, and he went to WWE to wrestle, so it was talked about. I mean,
I liked his match with Adam Cole,
Yeah.
but if it's just that segment, then
I mean, come on now, Pat McAfee kept up. Like, you have to be impressed that he kept up.
I don't hate McAfee. I mean, maybe as a person, but like he brings something to WWE. Like,
Exactly.
I mean,
he's just that type of like douchey type of character, which is just like, oh, just shut up. Like you just roll your eyes at him. It's just like, are you still talking? Like, oh.
I don't like him. I don't care for him and McAfee because or on commentary because I do feel like he's just another one of those ones that are trying to shoot a promo and he just comes off as like a frat boy, like a fan that's watching it talking to his friend, which I don't necessarily hate, but
Yeah. All right, well, that'll do it for our show here tonight. Don't forget to check us out on Twitter at BuckleBombENT, Instagram, the website, which we'll get up and improving shortly. You can check us at shopbucklebomb.com to get some merch. And, of course, our Facebook page and all the podcasts and our YouTube channel.
Yes. Follow, subscribe, comment, like, share.
what he said.
All right, guys. Have a great rest of your night.
Fiddle is
Bye.